Comet swap part 2. 6-cylinder is coming out. Okay, like I said, this is part 2 of putting the 302 in Shannon's Comet. For anyone that's never watched this channel before, this is Shannon's 1961 Comet. It's her only car. She drives it every single day, unless it's nice out, in which case she rides her 1962 Lambretta. This car currently has a 170 inline 6, and it's not fast enough for Shannon. She wants to go faster. So a few months ago, she bought this 302. This is actually from a 1991 Mustang. She took the fuel injection off. She took the serpentine system off. It's got a vintage Edelbrock Torquer intake on it. It's got V-belts on it now. She wanted to keep it looking period correct for the car. Points distributor just for simplicity. So today we are going to pull this 170 inline 6 out. And I don't know if we'll get that sitting in here today, probably not, but I'd like to at least get this out and maybe get that engine and transmission bolted together, maybe mock it up and set it in here. It's going to be a bit of a challenge to get it in here. These early Comets and Falcons, they never ever came with a V8. The V8 didn't come out until 1963. So the 60, 61, 62s, when you put a small block in these, you usually have to cut the firewall, cut the floor a little bit. You got to relocate a lot of the steering components to gain clearance and access. So we haven't done it before, so it's going to be totally new. And yeah, we're just winging it, I guess. So follow along. I got a little list here with everything that we got to do, starting with drain coolant all the way to pull the engine right out. If you watched the last video that I just posted, I think when Third Wave Roadster left, I mentioned that this weekend we were supposed to be at the BC Hot Rod Reunion in Mission Raceway, and as you can tell, we're not there. So the weather forecast was like 90% chance of rain for the whole weekend. So that was the first, after the, going all the way to Bonneville and getting rained out. We're a little bit gun shy with the weather now. So yeah, it was 90% chance of rain all weekend, although I don't think it's actually rained there yet. And also, as a lot of you viewers know, we're on an island, which means we need to take a ferry there. And lately there's been huge delays, like 8-hour delays for the ferry. So with it being a busy weekend near the end of summer and stuff, we just decided we'll just hang out at home and work on Shannon's car. The shop, there's no customer cars in the shop right now, which is very rare. We finished 3 cars up this week and they all left, so I made sure that the new projects weren't coming until Monday so that we had a nice empty shop all weekend to work in. So we're going to take advantage of it and do some work. Radiator out. We're slamming through this list. So here's an interesting fact for you guys as I take this drive shaft off. Early Comets, 60, 61 Comets, they don't actually say Mercury anywhere on them. And that's because they're not a Mercury Comet. Comet was originally supposed to be part of the Edsel lineup. If you look at the early prototype drawings and stuff, they all say Edsel on the side instead of Comet. Edsel, as we all know, 1960 was not a great year for them, and that was the end. But they still produced the Comet, even though Edsel was no longer around. They just referred to it as a Comet rather than an Edsel Comet. In 1962 is when it was adopted by Mercury and became the Mercury Comet. So if you see an early Comet, Don't call it a Mercury Comet, just call it a Comet. All right, we're ready to pull it out. Shannon just hooked the chain hoist up. So we're gonna lift this thing up and out of here. It's out. Now for the easy part, just put the other one in.
Just so gross in there.
We got the 6-cylinder tucked away over there in the corner. Hopefully Jim's gonna come and take it. Shannon is bolting this lift plate down to the engine so we can pick it up. And then the flex plate has to go on, and that stupid little tin thing that Fords use. I don't know why they use that. I think some engineer screwed up somewhere. Here's her transmission that she's gonna use. Now this is a C4 that she got it a couple years ago to put behind the 6-cylinder. So it's got the correct 6-cylinder torque converter and bell housing. But that's obviously not going to work with the 302. So we've got a V8 bell housing now. So I'm going to start swapping that. We don't have a torque converter for it yet. We got to either find a torque converter or get a new torque converter made. But for what we're doing right now, we don't need a torque converter, as long as we remember to put a torque converter in it at some point. So yeah, I'm going to swap that out, and Shannon's going to keep prepping this thing so that we can lift it up and drop it in the hole. Shannon's taking off the Mustang manifolds right now because they're not going to fit. And when we went to the Monroe swap meet a couple months back, she actually found the correct C3 1963 Vulcan Comet V8 manifolds that should clear the steering box. So we're going to mock those up to make sure that they actually do clear the steering box.
3 of them, so I have to figure out which one's which.
This little tin cover is on, and now Shannon is just putting the flex plate on with some new flex plate bolts. Well, we've run into a snag here. This bell housing does not clear the flex plate. If we measure here, that's about 13.5. And the flex plate is just over 14. So this is why nobody likes small block Fords, and why people put Chevrolets in everything, because small block Fords make it so hard. So we got to figure that out. We don't have another bell housing. That's the bell housing, the only one we have. was told it was for a small block Ford, so I don't know. Maybe there's a different size flex plate. So yeah, we gotta find another bell housing. That's probably gonna be where we stop this video because we can't go on. Well, that's a huge bummer, but that's how hot rod building goes. Anyways, thank you. Why isn't this going down? Oh, because there's no engine in it anymore. Thanks for watching. Make sure to check out the website, lgspeedcustom.com, where we've got hot rod shirts, stickers, hot rod parts, stuff like that. Also, check out thecavaleros.com. Thanks to the Cavaleros for doing the music on this video once again. Oh, sorry. Yeah, we're going to figure out our bell housing situation. There was a 5-speed for sale the other day, a complete T5, bell housing, clutch, everything from a V8 car. That would be really cool in this. I don't know if it's still for sale though. So yeah, we're going to figure out our bell housing issues here. And when we get that figured out, we'll continue on with the next video. In the meantime, I guess Shannon is going to enjoy scooter life, riding her Lambretta every day. So thanks again for watching. We'll see you on the next video.